Yo, what is going on, guys? AC Entertainment here, back with another video. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be going over 20 superstars currently that I do believe need some sort of push. And we're going to do a Royal Rumble with all of them in it, just kind of talk about them. Just kind of a chill, laid-back video. But these are 20 superstars that I think deserve some kind of push, whether it's world title, mid-card title, maybe even tag team. Just they need some kind of push in some kind of way. If your favorite superstar is not in here, let me know in the comments down below, like, who you think deserves a push. I'm not saying that I don't think there aren't others, because there's a lot of talent that do deserve pushes, obviously, in the WWE. But there's going to be 10 women in here and 10 men. Coming out first, we've got Raquel Rodriguez. I do have, I'm just going to say it right now, her and Roxanne are both in here. I believe the thing that's really cool about them right now is they're in a position where if either one of them went after any of the women's titles, it wouldn't shock me. They can go back after the tag team titles, deserving of it. They could go after the mid-card titles. I wouldn't blink an eye if they won it. And even if they went after the women's world titles, like, that's a push that would be, like, maybe a little far-fetched, but I would be all for it. I think Raquel's improved so much in the ring, and she's been phenomenal this year. So, excited to see how she continues with her year. And not sure who this is. I believe this is Obafemi, the ruler. He actually just currently lost his NXT championship against Ricky Saints. I'm starting, after that, I kind of think that he is getting called up to the main roster. I hope that's what they're doing with him. If this dude answers Sami Zayn's US Open Challenge, I want him to beat Sami Zayn. Like, push this guy to the moon. This guy is an absolute unit. Like I said, I was shocked that he lost to Ricky Saints. That was, like, really surprising. This is a dude, though, that just, he can go in the ring with basically anyone you put him in the ring with. And that's what's so great about him. So him and Sami Zayn, I could see that happening, and I could see him actually being the one to dethrone Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn, I don't believe, is in here, but at some point I would like to see him get a push towards, like, the world title, which I think that'll be kind of down the road. But let's go ahead and let's just jump into the match, kind of talk about some pushes. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, I'm not going to be controlling anyone, because I'm just trying to talk about some pushes we need to see in the WWE. Obviously, like I said, if you don't see someone in here, or there's someone in here you agree with, let me know in the comments down below. I love knowing what other WWE fans think about certain people and why they deserve a push. It does suck, because at the end of the day, not everyone can get a push. Julia, I have her in here. It's kind of a weird one, because, like, she is the Women's United States champion, obviously, but it just, she doesn't feel, it doesn't feel like it's that important. And that's not against, you know, it's nothing against her. It's how she's been booked, and she needs a bigger push over on the blue brand to kind of make that Women's United States championship feel more, you know, just better. Because right now she's got Kiana James, and she's doing stuff with her and going against BFAB and Michin, and it's just, I don't know, it just kind of takes away from her title reign, I believe, which, like I said, that's definitely not her fault. But obviously Raquel's partner, Roxanne Perez, just entered the ring. Kind of already talked about how I felt with Raquel and Roxanne. You know, they kind of go the same. They're both great in-ring workers. Roxanne's done really good. I honestly wouldn't mind seeing, like, a triple threat between Raquel, Roxanne, and Liv Morgan when Liv makes her return at some point. maybe like at a WrestleMania for a Women's Intercontinental Championship. It's another video idea I've had, is like kind of like fantasy booking, like WrestleMania 42. Maybe we'll do that down the road. But now Lash Legend in the ring. I think right now her and Jada Parker have been doing some great things together. I've enjoyed watching them too. I kind of wouldn't mind seeing Lash Legend go to the main roster just to kind of help out with the maybe like United States, women's division. See what they do with her, or even if they just have her like, run the NXT division right now, I'd be cool with that too. But Nathan Frazier just entered the ring. Him and Axiom, both of those men absolutely ran, the NXT men's tag team division when they were there. They were going against people that weren't really as, known or anything, I guess is the best way to put it. And they always had like match of the night, contenders, match of the year contenders. And that's what's like, I don't understand why they don't just go to maybe Monday Night Raw, where the booking isn't as well over there. If they went to Monday Night Raw right now, I think they could take the titles off of the Judgment Day and make it even better. But instead they're on SmackDown for some reason. Michin did enter the ring. Just, she's kind of doing stuff with BFAB right now. I think she needs to totally be away from that. I think Michin needs to be going just after the Women's Championship, the United States one. I do believe that she's... I don't know if she's going to be the one to dethrone Julia, but I do think at some point she will win it. If she doesn't, I believe that is a crime, because Michin has been one of the workhorses in that women's division. Finn Balor, we talked a little bit about the Judgment Day. I want to see him take the title, the Intercontinental Championship at some point. If he got another world title run, which I really don't see happening, that would be cool, but he does need at least a mid-card title run, or they just need to learn how to book him and JD McDonough, because him and JD, I think, as a tag team, I'm totally cool with, but they book the Raw tag team division has just been booked very poorly. There's so many talented tag teams on there that deserve to, showcase their talents. Like, I don't know where the Creed brothers are. I don't know if one of them are hurt, but they turned Brutus Creed into this, like, goofy character. And, Julius and Brutus Creed on NXT were phenomenal tag team. But, Jordan Grace also entered the match. She's been doing some stuff with Blake Monroe. She's pretty, she's an interesting one. I kind of figured she would have been called up already. I am expecting them to, push her to the moon when she gets called up. I think she could go after the mid-card title for the women, or if she wanted, she could go right after the, women's world title. So that's another cool thing about her. She can go after either one, and it would be really cool. Austin Theory, obviously, I'm pretty sure he's injured right now. At first I thought maybe it was storyline, and then I think, like, obviously he's actually hurt because he's still not here. There are a lot of talks of him being one of the guys in the Vision, with Seth Rollins, Breaker, and Bronson Reed, but that still hasn't happened. I would still be for it. I'd be all for it if he got that kind of push. But the dude is talented in the ring. I mean, he's really good. And I think, obviously, Triple H isn't as big on him as, McMahon was, obviously. But I do think Austin Theory is a guy that could 100% be a world champion at some point. But once he comes back, he needs to be pushed, but he needs to be a babyface. He needs to try the babyface role, and I think maybe that would be a better, it would suit him better. But I'm not gonna know until I see it. Because if he did have a babyface role, I don't know if I was watching at the time. Because, you know, the whole time I've seen Austin Theory, he's been heel, and it's been alright. Hasn't been bad, necessarily, but it really didn't work for him. So, Austin Theory needs a push, I believe, when he returns. I would love to see him be added to the division. I just don't think that's happening. I think that's kind of out of the books by now. Next guy we got coming out, we've got Axiom. Obviously, I kind of talked about Axiom already, along with Nathan Frazier. I mean, both this, like I said, I thought that they should have went to Monday Night Raw, and I think that that would have been the best for, you know, not only them, but just the Raw Tag Team division. I mean, we would have got them and the Creed brothers, which would have been cool. We would have got them and Judgment Day. They could have put on good matches. Them versus New Day. Like, I understand Axiom, or Fraxium, whatever you want to call them. You know, they obviously were in, like, the TLC match, I believe it was, at SummerSlam. And yes, that was an awesome match, but at the same time, it's like, you can do that stuff with people from Raw too, I feel like. Like, you can have Finn and JD go do stuff. Like, JD's took crazy spots before. You know, Finn can do cool things. Julius Creed and Brutus Creed are freak athletes that can do stuff. You know, the Raw Tag Team division has had absolutely just horrid booking, is, you know, the best way I can put it. Sorry, I kind of went on a little rant there about the poor booking of Raw Tag Team division. LA Knight, yeah, this guy needs a push, a world title push. If this guy does not get a world title by the end of his career, which unfortunately that's kind of how it's looking, WWE has failed him. I feel WWE has already kind of failed him by not giving him a world title. This dude is over with the crowd. He is a pretty damn in-ring worker. Like, he's got the, you know, skills on the mic, obviously. He's got the charisma, but, like, I know a lot of people before just kind of didn't really care for his in-ring work, but he had one of the best matches at WrestleMania 41 against Jacob Fatu. I mean, that match was honestly, like, one of my favorites. I'm not going to say it was the best. It wasn't the best match, but I would say it was, you know, better than most of them. So LA Knight's really improved in the ring, and he deserves a world title push for sure at some point. Jada Parker, talked about her a little bit with Lash Legend. Obviously, them two have been feuding on NXT. I believe Jada is going to be in that the tag match coming up, because they're going against TNA. So she's going to be in that. So I think Jada Parker, honestly, a long time ago, I had the thought of Jada Parker and Lash Legend actually being a tag team, which I still wouldn't hate that. I know it's not going to happen probably, but I was thinking if they came up to the main roster together and, like, had Naomi, like they had a little faction or something, I thought those three, Naomi, Jada Parker, and Lash Legend, would have been like a cool faction. You have Naomi as like the leader, obviously, and Jada Parker and Lash Legend having the women's tag titles at some point. That it just sounded cool to me. Like I said, it's just fantasy booking, but that's, you know, it's fun to fantasy book sometimes. Penta, he needs a mid-card title at some point. They with him, it's just they went from like starting him off, making him seem like this big time deal, and lately it's just been he's feuding with New Day and stuff, and I think they're maybe done with that, and I hope they are. But he needs to go after that mid-card title at some point, and I think he needs to hold it for sure. Lyra Valkyria, I'm ready to see her go to get a world title run at some point, like go for the world championship for the women. Her and Bailey, really interested in their storyline. I didn't put Bailey in this, but if Bailey got any kind of push, would never complain about that. But Bailey's kind of done everything, so like I don't think she needs to be in here. But Bailey, if she got a push as well, like all for it. But I think it's time that Lyra Valkyria goes after that world championship at some point, Sol Ruka obviously came in here. She's put her in the main roster. That's where I'm at with it. Sol Ruka is she's so damn talented. She's one of, if not my favorite women wrestlers right now. She might actually be like my #1 women's wrestler. Like in the ring, she does insane things that like you don't even see like a lot of the men do. Like there's a move, not really sure what it's called, casual moment, but she does a cartwheel and leaps. When she leaps out of the ring, she does like a backflip. Like I don't know how the hell she does that. Like to me that is so impressive, because you don't even see most men doing that. Like you don't see no one doing that, which is amazing. Carmelo Hayes, the man has been just absolutely just fumbled. I mean, he needs a mid-card title push. He needs the mid-card title at some point. He needs it soon. Like, I would like to see him have a mid-card title by the end of at least next year. If he doesn't have a mid-card title by the end of 2026, at some point, that is just horrendous. Chad Gable, I know he's obviously injured right now, but he's a guy that he's not even won a mid-card title yet, and he needs one as well. He's one of the best, workers. He's a workhorse. He does basically whatever he's, dealt with. Like, he had to become El Grande Americano, and he did that, and he did it, and made it something great, real good. Like, now they're kind of getting out of control with it, to be honest. Chelsea Green, it's like she's like one of the workhorses for the women, so I want to see her get some kind of push. Wouldn't mind seeing her get the, United States Championship back. Even if she went after the women's world title, I could, like, if she won it at some point, I could believe it, because she's good. She's got a great character. I love Chelsea Green's character. It's great. I even love the stuff she was doing with Ethan Page when she went to NXT. Ethan Page was another guy that he could have been in this match easily. Wasn't in here, but like Ethan Page is phenomenal. Javon Evans, another guy. Both just great talents. They're so damn good. But the last dude that I did put in here was Montez Ford. And I put Montez Ford in here because if him and Angelo Dawkins do break up, they split up, Montez at some point needs to be a mid-card champion. Like, at the least. Like, if he doesn't have a mid-card championship by the end of his career, I don't know. Like, I get him and Angelo Dawkins are great together as a tag team. So, like, if, whatever. But, like, Montez could seriously be, I think, a great, mid-card champion. He could even be a world champion at some point, maybe. I don't know if I actually see that ever happening. But a mid-card champion, like, that's very possible. And I would love to see him go on, some kind of United States Championship title run, or even an Intercontinental. But yeah, there's a lot of people that weren't in this. Zelina Vega, someone who could get some kind of title push, I'd be all for it. Zoe Stark, she's injured currently still. Not sure when she'll be making her return. I would love for Zoe Stark to come back and get, like a mid-card title push. I think that she's pretty good in-ring worker. I think she has one of the better finishers from a one of the better woman finishers, or just in general, the Z360 is kind of a cool finisher. I've actually never really had a problem with Zoe. I've actually kind of been one of the people that's enjoyed her. She doesn't have necessarily the greatest promo, but, not everyone does. But she does have the in-ring ability, which, honestly, in my opinion, if you have an in-ring ability, I'm more... that means more to me than it does, like being good on the mic. If I had to pick one, I understand stories and, being pretty solid on the mic does go, a long ways, obviously, in WWE, but if you're good in the ring, you're good enough to be a, at least a mid-card champion to me. Ludwig Kaiser, another guy that could have been in this, who wasn't, but just the thing is with the pushes, it's like a lot of people with the mid-card pushes, you could push so many, or you could put them on tag teams and let them do their thing in tag teams, and that's what really sucks. But like when you have people that, like some of these people are even good enough to be world champions. Like I said, Montez is good enough to be a world champion, but like realistically, I don't think it ever happens because it's just, I mean, I don't know. They haven't split the Street Profits up. I don't understand why they haven't at least attempted it, but I think that it's definitely something they should try. You don't even have to, have one of them turn on each other. You don't have to have Montez turn on Angelo, but if you want to go that route, do it. Have a draft. Have the WWE draft come back and have, SmackDown or Raw just take Montez. But, yeah. We'll just, that was, the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, if you did, please remember to like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when I post videos like this, whether it's, wrestling stuff. Sometimes I'll do other stuff. It just kind of depends. Hope you guys enjoyed. I just kind of wanted to talk about some people that I think deserve pushes. Like I said, obviously I named probably 5 to 10 other people that could have been pushed. And there's still plenty of more we could have conversations about. Like, honestly, like, there's just so much talent in the WWE that, a lot of people they kind of deserve pushes, but it's hard to do it. So I try not to be too, like, it's just hard to, I guess, be too... to criticize them, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's hard to criticize them too much, in my opinion. But there's also the people that's like, okay, come on. Like, there's some people you can't fumble. There's some, if you fumble, you kind of understand, but it sucks. For instance, LA Knight is one of those guys that's kind of like, how the hell do you, like, not put a world title on him at some point? Or Carmelo Hayes. He in my opinion, he should have already had a mid-card title, but instead he got, his big-time accolade right now on the main roster is he won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Like, to me, I don't think that's a great accolade, and that's not to really, diss any, former winners. It's just... they did that with him, they did that with Bobby Lashley, and then they didn't do anything with them for WrestleMania. So to me, that's kind of, you could have put Melo against Randy Orton, but instead we did Randy Orton versus Joe Hendry because you wanted a viral moment. I mean, that's what you did. You could have done so much more with Melo. I get it. You wanted the whole, oh, well, we have a TNA star on WrestleMania. It was cool but stupid. It was a 3-minute match. I wasn't a fan of that. But either way, I got a little off topic there. But there's just people that deserve pushes. Those are, I would say, maybe like my top 20 that I believe deserve pushes. Definitely, like I said, there's some other people that I'd love to have had in this match, Javon Evans being one of them. Javon Evans, one of my favorite wrestlers right now, but I do think he's going to be on NXT for a little bit longer, which is good. I want to see him have a nice little NXT title run before he comes to the main roster. But once he gets to the main roster, I'm hoping that he gets a nice little push in the mid-card division. But that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you in the next video. And AC Entertainment is out. Peace.